So yesterday we went on our bunker adventure, and while trying to go to certain sites on the island, we found out it was just not possible. The roads were too tricky to go with my large Volkswagen van. I would destroy it or we would get stuck. So last minute we had to arrange a small buggy, this little bad boy here, so we can still go and visit the two bunker sites that I still wanted to visit here on the island. So we have a small guide with us because it's their buggy, and yeah, looking forward to it. Besides the buggy, bunker hunting. And after this small trip, he gave us some advice for a nuclear bunker. We're still gonna visit ourselves later on. So enjoy the ride today, enjoy the bunkers. Gonna have a blast. Bunker! One of the tunnel entrances from the complex where we're going now. Might head in later. We can already see the base. This was a huge complex. This was on the left bottom part of the island. That's where we're going. After a 15 minutes drive, we finally arrived at this bunker complex.
Yeah, take your time later. I'm going to let you to go maybe the first or the last, so you can go behind and take all the photos.
So this type of bunkers on the other side of the island.
Yes, we gotta talk about over there.
Yeah, the same design as yesterday. So this video a little bit different than the others we made before. As said, we were with a small tour group. It was the only chance for us with our limited time to arrange a buggy, and they would not rent it just for us. But the tour guide was a really great guy. He let us walk in front as we were familiar with these bunkers, because it turned out on all four corners of the island they made similar bunker complexes. So each complex had 4 bunkers, all lined up with hallways connected to each other, and in general they had the same design. So I knew where to walk and I knew what to expect, and our guide gave us our freedom so we could make some recordings. So damage from the water. We did cut a lot of the sound, as you notice, because there were always people talking in the background. Also our guide explaining all the history and information about these bunkers. Lots of it we already knew, but he still came up with some cool stories, very interesting, especially if you're not familiar with these bunkers. One story was that while he was doing the tour, he suddenly came across an old man who was walking around in the bunkers, and had a chat with him. Turned out that this man, during the Yugoslavian times, served at this specific complex, and he said it was a very boring job occupation. They had to do like stupid things just to keep them busy. The graffiti you're gonna see here soon on the left side of the wall, that is the graffiti the man actually left behind. It was the name of his, higher ranking officer who was in charge of the soldiers, and he actually was a good guy. So he let them do trips to the big city so they could visit bars and give them a bit of more joy.
Do you have a good material for photos? Okay. Dakle, ajde sad. Čujete me svi, je? Dakle, ova prostorija iznad ove ljestve gore koje vidite vodile su do osmatračnice i do daljinovjera, ali su imali mitraljerskog gnjezda. Idemo lijevo.
As you saw, there was a very smooth communication between me and the guide. He was just pointing me directions on where he wanted to go, and we could stay in front. But yes, this was a totally different experience for me and Yolanda to be on a tour with other people, because you're kind of stuck with those and you cannot do what you would like to do. But for us, it was the only chance to make this trip to this specific site. So in the end, we were really happy we did it. And besides the surprise you'll see soon in this video, most of these complexes are pretty much the same. Lots of material has been removed, looted, but in general they kinda all look like this, in okay condition, with lots of its original paint. You see the doors still in here. And I believe now we were kinda walking towards the direction of a lookout on the coast side. And it was also actually the place where they had toilets, so they could take a shit outside without having it to do in a bunker. Of course, there was not really, how do you say it, sewer pipes and things like that at such complexes. So the triangle you're gonna see soon, that will be the toilet. Really great information.
Hranjeno, samo da nije uštedjeno.
Kao da je više...
Ulopano,
Pa dobro, zato... Aha, kao sačuvan je više.
Sačuvan je.
Pa zato što se teže dolazi do tunela, lošije put, pa nema toliko turista. Idemo pravo. Watch your step over here. Watch your step, be careful. Pazite ovdje di gazite. Pazite di gazite.
The toilet, great. So now you've seen a bunker toilet. And yes, it was hot and a dirty ride, so I'm very glad we had these dust covers. You really need it. But yeah, buggy driving, that was good fun. So if you are on Vis Island, be sure to check these guys out and take this ride to these bunkers. And some more info on Vis Island. This became the biggest naval base from the Yugoslavian army until it was abandoned in 1989. And in 2008 there were still about 40 mines from World War II cleared, actually. So there is still live ammunition, that's for sure. And one of the highlights from Vis Island, the movie Mamma Mia, was recorded here. We're still gonna visit some of these sites later on in our videos. So one of the bunkers which still has its cannon inside, really cool. Italian piece left behind from World War II. So yeah, they used them up here in the batteries. As you can clearly see at the barrel, they also blew this one up when they retreated from the bases. So yes, finally the first cannon in the bunker we see here. Awesome. Dit is even opgeblazen. Deze komen voor snel fiets. So another one, with the cannon destroyed. Really cool piece, a whole barrel gun in this case. I'm happy we came to this part of the island. And here we see the water storage with this heat, very important. So, bunker number 3 at this location.
All sides have 4 bunkers, just like this one. Other corner of the island. This corner of the island, well, at least the cannons are still there. Again, Italian piece, totally blown up. Really cool. Pretty much same bunker complex design, although this one, that one was the first one they built. And I noticed that, well, if you look through the graffiti on the bunkers before, they had information about the ranges painted on concrete. And up here it used to be on signboards, which were connected with screws, and all those boards are gone. So that's the difference between the complexes.
So these were the gun positions on this corner of the island. We're still gonna go to the rocket base part of this large complex.
Alright, we're now gonna drive into the rocket base, which is here.
This part of the complex is where mobile rocket systems were stationed, a couple of them, and they could drive into the bunker so they had cover, and if needed they would be driven outside. They could fire their rockets, come back in, they could get reloaded again.
Right, we're now in the rocket base. So you had rockets on trucks. They could drive in and out, and up here they had their protection. Ammunition could get loaded, just like you see there. So you would have a crane system above. This is where the trucks should park. Ammunition would get loaded. Pretty cool.
So this was the maintenance electricity part. Of course, all cables have been removed for recycling. That's what happens a lot with these bunkers. But still, you can clearly see what was there, and the hardware is still in place.
So these were emergency exits.
Ovo ću vam samo pokazati. I will show you just the communication, the sound techniques. Vidite sad kao stvarno
That's a solid door. So this could definitely give some good protection for the ammunition room, which was inside here. So in this room is where the missiles would be stored. last stops from this buggy trip. The highest point on the island. You cannot get here by car, you really need a buggy or a hike.
I like the view.
Oh yeah.
So at one of the highest points on Vis. Yesterday we couldn't get there by car and it was so hot. Didn't want to walk. So I'm glad we went with the tour guide with the buggy so we could reach it finally. Beautiful old church from the 1500s. And yeah, beautiful view of Vis. That's Komica, that's actually another village. That's where, yeah, from there you can take a lot of boat trips, hikes, all that stuff. So there's plenty of things to do here on Vis, that's for sure. It'll be a full week full of bunkers and adventures up here. Really cool. Yes, yes. Right, so we're standing here with Mate from Adrenaline Quad Safaris. He took us on a ride today. Very thankful we could still join in last minute.
No, it was pleasure having you on the tour today. So we enjoyed today. It was a beautiful weather. My name is Matt and this is our agency. We are exploring island, trying to show the best of the island Vis. The tourist concept and the thing is that we are trying to explore the history of the 20th century, the Cold War period, Second World War, and trying to show people what the people were doing during the last century over here. Also, we are talking about the periods of the ancient Romans, of the ancient Greeks, periods of the Venetians, periods of the Napoleon, British, and hope the people like it.
Well, we definitely liked it, so if you ever come to Vis, check out Adrenaline Quad Safaris in Vis. They're actually located in the village of Komica, did I say that
that's
correct?
right, yes.
Exactly, that's down there. So yeah, thanks a lot.
Thank you, Bas. It was a pleasure having you today. See you, bye bye. Hope you like the video.
As Mate said, we hope you enjoyed the video. This was it almost for this video. Of course, we're still gonna show you on Google Maps the location from this site. So the left bottom corner of the island is where this large military complex was based. You cannot reach it by car, forget about it. You really need a four-wheel drive or something similar like that. Yeah, position from the bunkers, what I'm pointing at now is where the rocket base was, so that was right behind it. But this whole complex corner of the island was just one large military base. After that we went to see the highest point of the island. That's at this location. And we are not done yet with exploring Vis, so stay tuned for our next episode.